Cinco Puntos. Cinco Puntos. The best corn tortillas in all of Los Angeles.
Excellent.
Right there. It's our destination.
Excellent. Let's go.
Let's go.
There it is. Here we go. Down to the place.
Vámonos.
All right. What's this in these vats?
Huh?
What's this in these bubbling vats?
There's tripas, which are like intestines.
Oh, okay. Wow. So here we are, we got our burritos. And Steve and I are in Evergreen Cemetery in East LA. And Steve's got the chairs. Ooh, you know what? That's not a bad spot over there where the palm tree is casting a shadow on the grass. Oh, okay.
That one is right there.
Okay.
We don't have to walk very far.
All right. So we're gonna set up our chairs and we're gonna eat our burritos here in the cemetery. As strange as that sounds. And here's our spot.
In the dumpster at Rhineway.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a bad.
So, in 1979, when Michelle and I first got together, one of the first things we did is we drove up to San Francisco. And after we visited Kieran, who at that time he still lived down on Ingleside.
Right.
We went over to see Johnny and Patty, who lived on 2nd Street. They had a pool table because it was a warehouse, so they had all sorts of crap, and they had a pool table. And on the pool table, there was this little plastic bag with a little vial in it. And we're like, and it had like a little piece of paper in it. It's like, what's this? Well, it turned out that it was like from the People's Temple. It was Jim Jones personally anointed oil, because
Wow.
the incident in Guyana had happened, I guess it was the previous November in 1978. So what happened was Patty had been hired by Jim Fabian, who was the lawyer that was handling the dissolution of the estate of the People's Temple,
Right.
because he was an old family friend from Pasadena.
Wow.
So we're kind of looking at this, and Patty is telling us about going to the People's Temple. And, you know, because Patty's from Georgia, and she has
Right.
a thick Georgia accent. She's going, well, how did she say it? Is it like, she goes, well, I'm kind of psychic, you know? So, Bob Fabian, he said, come on, Patty, we're going down to Guyana. And she said, I ain't going to no fucking Guyana. On the pool table, there were some tickets, because what they had to do is they had to have like a tickets to get into the what do they call it?
Yeah.
The auction.
The auction.
So Michelle and I got the tickets. The day of the auction, we went and got Karen, and then Patty drove us down to the People's Temple, which was right next to the Fillmore Auditorium on Geary. And Michelle didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
So she dropped me and Karen off in front of it, and already there's this huge crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And so Michelle just drives away. And Karen and I, we go up the steps, and there's like TV cameras and all sorts of commotion. And we say, well, we have tickets. And this cop says to us, I don't care if you've got tickets. You're not getting in. There's too many people in there. And so we're like, we're getting in. So we walked around the back, and there was a school bus parked there. We climbed on top of the school bus and jumped over the barbed wire fence and then snuck in the back door.
Wow.
Of course, all these people are in there bidding for all the furniture from the People's Temple.
Right.
And there's Bob Fabian, the lawyer who's handling the dissolution of the estate. And so Kieran, he's an old they used to go to church together
Yeah.
at St. Patrick's in Pasadena. He goes up to Bob just to say, and it was so obvious, Bob is just like telescoping Kieran. Don't you dare talk to me, you freak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, you know,
yeah.
let's just put it this way. We did not look like upstanding citizens.
No.
Anyway. Mostly they had a big kitchen because they used to feed a lot of people. It was a church for poor people. And there was all sorts of community outreach. How do you think they got all those fucking people down to Guyana? They had to give them something, a bowl of soup. But they had a printing department downstairs. And so Kieran and I went down there, and we found all these boxes of like diplomas, like you graduated from the People's Temple. There were all sorts of cards, like for merchandise, and all sorts of protest signs. I remember when, we like it in Guyana. Well, Kieran and I both had stuffed our jackets with all of this stuff, envelopes and brochures and stuff.
Yeah.
But we decided that we wanted the protest signs. So we went in between the Fillmore Auditorium and the People's Temple was this little kind of alleyway. And on the other side of the alleyway was a hole in the fence. So we stuck all this shit under the fence and then left. And we started, I don't know where we were going, but we were walking down Fillmore, which at that time was a very, very, very black neighborhood.
Right.
It's not so much anymore, but at that time it was the ghetto.
Yeah.
So Karen and I are walking down the street holding these protest signs. We like it in Guyana. And then we kind of stopped and we thought, you know what? This is pretty fucking uncool. We better get rid of this shit. So we just kind of dumped the stuff in the trash cans, and I think we probably hopped a bus back to North Beach where we were staying at the time. And Michelle said when she was driving away, she was like listening to the radio in her car, and it was like on KNX or one of the other news stations in San Francisco, and the reporter is writing, hundreds of ghouls have assembled in front of the People's Temple and are trying to get in to get something. And she's like, that's my boyfriend, the
Hundreds of
ghoul.
ghouls.